Stalker 2 gameplay trailer was released yesterday, and I must say this game looks really good. I can't wait to play this game next year. So that's why today I would like to talk about this game's game engine, Xbox exclusivity, Xbox Game Pass access and more. Let's look into this. But before we look into it, let's check iniba.com. They offer all kinds of great games for Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo and PC. They've got plenty of games on sale. You can check different offers over here. So let's check best games of 2022, for example. Look at this, plenty of great games. Let's check Elden Ring, for example. And click on buy now, proceed to checkout, or just continue shopping and add even more games to your cart. And all you have to do now is just select a payment of your choice and you are done. Remember guys, iniba.com, you will find the link in the description of this video below. Okay guys, Stalker 2, an Xbox console exclusive, also coming to PC. This game is coming to Xbox Game Pass day one, so we all knew that already. That's nothing new, but the new thing is that it's available for pre-order on Steam at least. Now I'm not sure why it's available only on Steam. I mean, the pre-order is available only on Steam. I'm not really sure why is that happening, why not and on Xbox, but either way I think it's a good news anyway, because if pre-orders are live already, that means that the game is actually closer to being released rather than later, right? So hopefully this game will actually stick to that first half of 2023 that Microsoft was kind of suggesting in their kind of this next 12 months Xbox games coming kind of info from this year's E3, right? So that's positive news, right? It doesn't confirm anything, but hey, like if we don't have a proper date, at least we've got something. And obviously they did confirm that this game is actually coming out this year, so that's good news as well. They did say 2023. Okay, so that's that. Let's talk about Xbox exclusivity. Now, I've seen some people asking if this game is coming to PlayStation as well, and so far there's no information on that. Interestingly enough, there was a couple of questions thrown at developers about PlayStation 5 version of that game, and that was even before the war. So we all know that development process of this game is kind of difficult right now because we all know what's going on in Ukraine right now. So that was even prior to the actual war. So they did say that there's no plans for PlayStation 5 version. Maybe that was just courtesy, but I think that right now we actually lucky that this game is still being developed, really, and we'll be lacking if this game is going to be well made even for Xbox and PC, right? Because like, listen, I'm not joking, some of the developers working on that game did fight and they died, so it's no joke. It's not like everyone is hiding only in the bunkers. Some of the developers of that game actually grabbed the gun and went to the actual front to fight the enemy, right? So it's serious business there. So we're actually lucky that there's people that actually is still working on that game, and looks like development is actually going pretty well anyway, despite all the problems. They've got electricity problems, so obviously no electricity, no work. Imagine that, right? So anyway, going back to the actual topic at hand, I also want to talk about, we still don't know what's going to happen with PlayStation version. Maybe it will be released at some point in the future once things will calm down and stuff. They did not say that it will never come to PlayStation. I just don't think it will be coming anytime soon, right? That's just my personal opinion. Even if there was any plans for PlayStation shortly after Xbox version, I think that in a current climate, they are probably just focusing on releasing that game for Xbox and PC, especially that Microsoft is actually paying them for releasing this game on Game Pass. And like I said it's coming to Game Pass day one. So that's obviously fantastic news for, well, Xbox and PlayStation players. Now, let's talk about some tech stuff. First off, the game seems to be pretty demanding, and looking at the actual trailer, the graphics looks really good. The game is actually is running on Unreal Engine 5, but actually there's more to it, because now I've seen some questions about some more technical things, and people were kind of wondering if this game is using any of these like next gen features like Lumen, Nanite and stuff. Now it's worth mentioning that this game started as Unreal Engine 4 game. So I think the first gameplay was shown in June 2021. So that was even before Unreal Engine 5 was even officially released, right? So the game, and obviously the game, was in development for like way longer, right? So even prior to that. So the game started as Unreal Engine 4 project, and it looks like they transferred it to Unreal Engine 5, like imported into Unreal Engine 5. So that means that, it doesn't necessarily mean that, it's just using all these next-gen features. So in what I'm trying to say is that I don't really know if they are using Lumen and Nanite, because some people tend to think that, if it's Unreal Engine 5, it has to use these features. No, you can use them, you can not use them, right? So just the fact alone that the game is running on Unreal Engine 5 doesn't mean that it's actually using all its features. It's up to developers, right? Because like each new technology requires like tuning and making sure that everything works fine. And like Nanite, this new Nanite actually is great, but like prior to version 5.1, it could have been only used for static meshes, right? So only for objects that don't move, right? Like, for example, terrain and like rocks that you would never move and that kind of stuff. With version 5.1, now you can actually apply it to things that move as well. So even trees and like, I guess you can actually throw rocks. I don't know, right? I'm just guessing. But for example, Nanite cannot still be used for the objects that gets deformed, right? I'm sure you remember Digital Foundry's video where they were saying that Nanite cannot be used for cars because when cars crashes, they get all these deformations, and Nanite don't work there yet, right? So it's not like you can use Nanite for everything, and it will also depend on the version which developers uses, right? So the Unreal Engine 5.1 was actually released a couple of weeks ago, so it doesn't necessarily mean that they are even using that particular update. So that's one thing. Another thing, obviously, some people were asking about Xbox Series X features, right? So SFS, direct storage, and that kind of stuff, right? So I don't think they use them, right? First off, direct storage has still not been officially implemented in Unreal Engine 5. They did confirm, Epic did confirm that direct storage is coming to Unreal Engine 5, but they did not set any date. So they probably are still working on it, so we don't really know much about it, so I don't think it's there. Also, when it comes to other features like SFS and all these crucial features, I'm actually planning a cool video very soon about velocity architecture, because I think this is actually the most fundamental next-gen feature that has to be used in order to really take full advantage of Xbox Series S and X consoles, especially Xbox Series S, because with Xbox Series X, I guess you can just force stuff with just raw power, basically, right? I'm just looking at some notes over here. I think I covered it all, really. So, like I said, the fact alone that this game is based on Unreal Engine, is running on Unreal Engine 5, doesn't necessarily mean that it's actually using all its features, so all Unreal Engine 5 features and most important ones are Lumen and Nanite. Although I must say that the actual graphics looks really good, but it did look fantastic also on Unreal Engine 4, when it was still running on Unreal Engine 4. I really like the lighting, especially outdoors, and actually the level of details, especially outdoors, is very impressive. Like looking at the actual that demo, that gameplay, I think that indoor locations need a little bit more work, more details and stuff, but the outdoors looks fantastic. Look at the lighting and stuff. You know, all the you know, all the lighting effects, and not just lighting, global illumination, but also like any flashes and that kind of stuff, weapons and stuff. That looks really good, so I like it. So yeah, guys, I think Stalker 2 looks impressive. It's going to be one of those first games that is going to be trying to, like, it's going to be a fusion sort of a fusion of last gen and this gen engine, because like I said, even though it's going to be running on Unreal Engine 5, it still will hold a lot of heritage from the last gen, sadly, right? But like, hey, and animations looks great as well, in my opinion. So listen, I really can't wait to, well, see more of that game, hear more about it, tech-wise as well, and obviously playing it very soon. Well, listen, next year is going to be packed, and it all starts in January with Dead Space remake, which is it a current gen console only game, or is it last gen console game as well? I can't remember. I will have to double check that, but yeah, 2023 is going to be packed with a lot of games. So yeah, and Stalker 2 is going to be one of them, which is fantastic after all these delays, because originally game was supposed to release April this year, then it got delayed until like December 8th of this year, and now 2023. Hopefully they will release it pretty soon. So guys, that's the video. Thanks a lot for tuning in. Thanks for support. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Share the video on social media. That always helps the channel a lot. And as always, I will see you all in the next one. Take care.